All right, should be good. All right, everybody. Hey, it's me. I'm coming to you, and it is live after all of these internet issues. I'm Joe Daddy. Okay, come on. Yes, I'm clearing my throat constantly. You know, the mornings. The mornings are a problem. But by the afternoon, but you don't broadcast in the afternoon, you fool. Okay. Hey. All right, who's up? Talk to me, everybody. Mm-hmm. Testing. We're testing 1 2 1 2. The stream is supposed to be working. Why is it not? Why? I got a live chat here, but I don't have a connection. Settings. Let's make sure we're in the right settings. General. Stream. What's that link? Show that link. Oh. Huh. Why aren't we showing the link? Because it's connected, right? Audio. Stream. Show me the link. Link. Damn it. That's the new one. You're kidding me now. That's OBS 2. Damn, I wanted the old OBS. All right, y'all, stand by. Stand by. Because it's not reaching you. Shoot. Let me try something here, please. Let me see settings. Oh, I got settings there, but stream key copy. Let me see, show this thing. Yeah, it's the same one. Copy it. Now let's take it over here. Let's stop this streaming. Stop. Somebody, current viewers, come on. Somebody talk to me. It should be connecting. Man. Unable to connect. Chat, please try again later. But this is ridiculous. Come on. Let me see something here. And it's live. I'm up. I'm up, y'all. There you go. Woo. How long's it been up, guys? It was not working for me. This is really strange. So you guys were seeing me the whole time I'm here complaining and shit? What is going on with me? Internet. Oh, that sucks. Maybe reschedule for Wednesday. Internet, blah, 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 working on it. Hey, you did it. I did it. What the hell? I have no idea what I did, damn it. Can hear you, can hear you. It's working for me. It's working. Well, listen, Kathy, Sonia, Claire, who else? Striper? I don't know what the hell was going on. Boy, I could have said anything, you know that, and I didn't. Oh, good thing. I got to be careful with this damn thing's on. I could have said some real weird shit, boy. Okay. Nice to see everyone here. Elizabeth is in the house. Striper's in the house. Striper and I had a date on Saturday night, and it was hot. Okay, it got a little brutal. Man. Somebody tried to mess with us. You know what happened? It was a beatdown, right? Striper, we were there on the subway platform together. We were going on our date together. Our date was championship boxing. And thank you, my friend, for the link for the actual fight. Striper and I were listening to the boxing match, blow by blow, if you will, from some streamer. And I'm thinking, you know, the next one I could do that. You know, just pay-per-view, put it over here and go, and there he goes. Oh, he punch out, hit him in the midsection. There you go. Oh, he winces, and look out, he goes down. All right, anyway. He goes down, but not the way you guys are thinking. You guys, get your minds out of the gutter. This is Moanday. We're moaning. Haven't you had enough already? Okay. All right. And we spoke on the phone. Was it the phone? Yeah, I guess it was. Oh, it was the internets. As we were talking right here. Okay. You feel dead this morning because you had to stay up studying for a chemistry lab quiz. If I had to stay up for a chemistry lab quiz, remember, I'm only familiar with chemistry auditions. Yeah, that's right. So anyway, sorry, folks. Sorry it was a rough start this morning. And you can hear my stomach growling. I did not eat my yogurt yet. I've been, you know, even though I have all morning to prepare, I have other things that I do in the morning. Next thing I know, it's time. So I was ready at 10:15, believe it or not. I was. So I hope everyone had a nice weekend. Hey, shout out to Kristen. Is Kristen in the house? Kristen has some new chicks. KristenLive.com. She has a little video up about her chicks. She bought 3 chicks. I think there are 3 chicks. Now, I have big questions as to why you'd want to do that. My only experience with chicks, you get 3 of them, you got problems. You got ish. That's right. It's his shoes. You've got his shoes when you have 3. That's right. I mean, it's hard enough having 1. You know what I'm saying? I hear you, brother. Everybody's shouting to me down there. I hear you. Give me an amen, Jesus. Give me an amen. Oh, Lord. Yes, indeed. Speaking of amen, amen for professional boxer Wilder. Huh? He was checked out of the hospital. I hope he's doing all right. He hit the canvas a couple of times. Just like Elizabeth. She has pet chickens. That's right, she does. I put a comment on her video. You'll see it when you go there. It's got the MDS logo. I've got to get my own Joe Daddy logo to float around. But, you know, for now, I'll just share the Mutual Broadcast Company's MDS logo. Don't know. 2 silhouettes on the shade. So let's see, who else did I miss to say good morning to? Cup is here. We know Kathy. I mentioned Kathy. We have Elizabeth. Oh, Yadira. Good morning from California, the left coast. Elizabeth is also liberally positioned there, I believe. Now I could hear you. Hey, Yadira is here. Okay, there they are, the California neighbors. Striper's here, as you know, and the lovely Clara Bell. My Clara Bell, she is the sexy thumbnail. She's having a beverage with me. But you don't see my head there. How can she remain so calm? I don't know. She's a pro. I don't mean pro in the receiving. You know what I mean. And Sonia has been studying, so that is good for her because we want her to study. All right, what do we have here? So next time we'll all watch maybe we'll watch the boxing. Hey, there's Charlie. We'll watch the boxing match together. You know what I mean, girl. That's right. Claire knows exactly. She is, yes, she's pro. Pro as she goes. Pro as we go. Pro is what we do. So, highlights from your weekend, anyone? No, I have mostly lowlights. Let's see. Didn't do anything. Angela slept, so I just hung out. I got some paperwork done, set up my appointment for the accountant. That will be a very, very sad story. But it will happen. It has to happen. Because in this country, taxes are due on April 15th. And let me ask you around the world, when are your taxes due? How does that work? Do you have a tax? What is your tax deadline day? Or you're just taxed all the time? Not taxed like Sonia is taxed. Sonia, Miriam. What is this, Claire? I don't have a YouTube, I think. He's talking about Kristen. Yes, Kristen. Yes, I was talking about Kristen. If you check out Kristen live, she has a new video up about her chicks. And I made a comment. You can read my comment. She has these chicks, and I'm wondering why. I mean, I get it, Elizabeth. You have a lot of area to raise your animals, correct? Apparently, in Florida, where the lovely Kristen resides, up in the Panhandle, which is the next time zone. My state is so wide up there is that it has another time zone, but apparently if you have an acre of land, you can have here a chick, there a chick, everywhere a chick. You know what I'm saying? If I had an extra acre of land, I think I'd put a little house out there for the chicks. You know what I mean? Not a chicken coop, but you know what I'm saying. Oh, you can't make it home here. There's a house for you out back. Get out of here. Just kidding. Okay, so she has some new little chicks. And she has a very big, and looks friendly, Rottweiler named Caesar. And she is, I get all of this information from watching her video. I've never come in personal contact. But she does live in Florida, but it is, you know, Florida, like the UK, is a big state, and like you're a big country, and it can take 5 or 6 hours to drive where she lives. You're looking at fruit flies, okay, today. Their butt and eyes, the female, and the male, and stuff like that. I don't like lab days. Well, how, you know, my goodness, how can you even, who even thought a fruit fly would have a butt? I mean, come on. I know how to get rid of them, though. If you ever worked at a bar, you have fruit flies. You got to get rid of them. Yes, you get rid of them. They don't like vinegar much. And hot water will wipe them right out, you know. If you have a garbage disposal that little flies start coming out because you didn't actually clean under the rubber thing on the inside, which is important. You wouldn't think about it. You see that black rubber thing underneath, you know, in the sink, right? Boom. But if you take, I don't recommend putting your hand out in a garbage disposal, although I do it to get something out. But you know it's not a safe thing to do. But if you just go down under the rim, so you're going to go in and under the rim, avoiding, certain organs there. But then you just take a paper towel and go around, and larvae and all that kind of stuff will be there. You'll be surprised, even though it's yucky, but fruit flies will come from there too. Okay, so that's your little sink gnats, whatever you call them, story for the day. Okay. One of your neighbors has chickens, and they are really annoying. I like my chickens in a tub with Colonel Sanders on the cover. That's where I like my chickens. But I've never owned chickens, but they are pets. I know that people are very attached to their chickens. You can be attached to your chickens. Joe, I can see you and hear you. You're just telling me that now? Definition of a rim job. Yes. Yep. Well, it could be you have 4 new rims on your car, on your ride. That's a rim job. Times 4. Or times 3 if you have a trike, or times 2 if you have a bike. All right. The parents' eye colors are different than the kids'. Yeah, kitty cats and little chicks don't go well. Now, I have sad stories about the chicks. Angela's sister-in-law. We were over there at, when was it? Christmas, I guess? No, we were there more recently. Oh, what was it? Maybe, no, it was Christmas. And, months are flying by already. But I digress, and let me tell you the story. So I go out on the back porch with Angela's brother-in-law. I says, so where are the chicks? Where are the chickens? They were full-blown chickens. He says, yeah, well, they didn't make it because of whatever. We have a lot of wildlife in Florida. There's a lot of wildlife everywhere, but they didn't make it. We have bobcats. I mean, real. I saw one running across the street the other day. It looked like a big dog. We have panthers, pumas. You don't see too many of them, but they are around. When I take the trash out on Monday nights, that is tonight, and I open my garage door. All of my neighbors, they go to bed at like 8 o'clock. I'm a little later. So when I pull the cans out there, recycling and regular garbage, I pull them out there. I'm looking around. It's dark outside. Even though I have a street lamp, I'm still looking because, those Black Panthers. All I would need to do is to see those green eyes looking at me, and I would freak. I might even jump in with the recycles. Can you see that? Come and get me, cat. And then I wouldn't want to hear this on the outside. I'd be yelling for Angela, but she'd be sitting in front of her computer with headsets on, talking to her friends about God knows what. You texted me that 12 minutes ago. There must be a delay. Send me a text. It could be that the internets were down, and so that's the deal. They was down, and I had to fix them. How frustrating is what my girlfriend told me. And Joe, I can see you and hear you. I know you can, honey. I should go get some yogurt. You guys hear my stomach? Oh my God, I'm hearing it through the headset. I know it's loud. Oh well. So that's what's happening. So we have pumas, we have rabbits, we have foxes. The foxes, we have wild boar. You see them on the side of on the highway, and they're rooting around. But you want to keep moving. And I tell you what, when you're playing golf and a golf ball goes into a thicket of some sort, and you hear this, it's a golf ball. Forget it. I don't want to infringe on someone's growling or even my stomach growling. I used to have two black chicks. My sister was, look, I understand. I did too. Well, one. Okay, so let's move on. I used to have two black chicks, and my sister killed one of them by running over the feet with her skates. Shaking my head because I'm trying to wrap my head around that. And hers was a bald chick. And we taught them how to fly. And my mom killed that one. Are you sure they weren't pigeons? I mean, you know the difference, don't you, Marion, between a chicken and a pigeon? A pigeon is a flying rat. There's no disputing that. They are flying rats. Okay, yeah, and now you have two goldfishes. Two goldfish that you never feed. Elizabeth, would you please, go in a private conversation with Sonia and teach her how to keep livestock around? Sonia, you're having some animal issues. Or Dr. Doolittle Striper would be happy to give you personal instructions on how to deal with them. Striper, on the way to visit Sonia in Georgia, stop by and say hello. You're trying not to laugh. You shouldn't laugh. So you had these two black chicks. Hey man, crazy cat. I had two black chicks. Was trying to teach them how to fly. Yeah. And here's what they said. You could hear them. They said, Joe, I'm getting nervous up here on the roof. My goodness, son, you give me so much material just in a little paragraph. It's crazy. All right. Yes, I know. Elizabeth, please help her. Teaching a chick how to fly. I mean, we're talking about a trip here. We're not talking about once upon a time in Hollywood when they're smoking taking so many drugs and they're just like flying. It's different here, right? You're talking about really flap your wings and sing a song. Splat. I mean, I didn't know that chickens got airborne very much. You'd see them flutter, 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 but you wouldn't see them like, there's another flock of chickens going by. Must be heading to Colonel Sanders. I don't know. Never heard of that before, but my goodness, Sonia, you are something else. And so you have two goldfish that are probably not going to make it. Did you see the television commercial where the dad and the little boy are at the toilet and goldfish died, so it pours down the toilet and they flush the toilet. And the kid runs away and comes back with peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and dumps them down there in case he gets hungry, is what they said. But the commercial was for a commode that could take a huge load. Anyway, that's it. You were in the 6th grade and your sister was in the 4th. Yeah. So you've learned since then, I hope, that they don't fly. Well, they don't fly well. And you need to feed the goldfish. They don't need much, just a little bit, okay? Yeah, you and me both. And I'd be happy to pet that pet. Oh, I mean, wait a minute. That sounds off-putting, doesn't it? Or does it? Okay. My chickens have flown over to my neighbors, but really? Or they've just gone over there? It's easier than easy, isn't it, Elizabeth? Sonia, do you want Striper and me to come up there and feed your fish for you? By the time we get there, Striper, those fish will be long gone. Maybe we'll stop at the local dime store, they used to call them, 5 and 10s, anyway, and buy a couple fish for her. Man, that's Sonia's. Every time she stops by here, she has a story that is, maybe it's because she was up all night studying. We know that's not our Sonia. I kid because I love Miriam, so just don't worry about it. You know, studies are important only in class, okay, and only during tests. After that, you can forget everything. You're not really going to refer throughout your life much to a fruit fly's butt. As a matter of fact, it may not even come up again, right? This may be the last place we ever discuss fruit fly butts. Now, as Kathy would know, there's, you know, getting around that butt will be discussed ad nauseum, but a fruit fly's butt, no. You kept your fish like this for like 5 years, or you had starving fish for 5 years, or you repeatedly had them dying for 5 years? We're getting mixed feelings or mixed signals here. You would love that? Daniel, we have a road trip date, apparently. On the way, we'll have many people to stop and see on the way. It may take, you know how many, we have a lot of people in the Carolinas and Georgia lower than where Sonia lives. So we would be stopping here, stopping there, stopping. Some we may be there for longer. Or you may say, well, Joe, okay, look, you stay here. I'm going to go on to Sonia's. I said, okay. It could be any number of places. You'd have to figure out where that would be. That's the quiz today. Okay, so you can't keep fish unless you feed them. We all know that, right? You don't have to have the little guy in the dive suit with the bubbles coming out, you know, what is it, a filter. You don't have to have that. I'm sure you have some murky water in yours by now. It should be clear. The water should be clear, but I'm sure you're having trouble even finding those fish. And the only way you know there's fish in the bowl is because they float to the top. Is that your issue, Mariam? Floating fish. That's sad. See, that's not good. Jeez. Can't you see one of these big fish bowls and Miriam's looking at it? Now, if I had one, you could see right through and see that lady on the wall in that Gustav Klimt picture, right? But with Sonia, you can't see. It's murky water. And she says, why do I even have this? And she sets it down. She sees fish floating on the top. But she remembers them because they're goldfish, which reminds her to run into the pantry in the kitchen and get some goldfish because she likes to eat those. But she doesn't attend to the fish. Instead, she gets more fish and puts them in the murky water, and then you have 4 of them floating up there within a day or so. Did I ever get your text? Let's see what time it came in. Well, that's not you. You don't call me Pops, do you? No. And don't start. Okay, let's see. Testes. I mean, testing. Okay, what time was that? 10:51. Yes, yeah, it came in a few minutes ago. Very good. It's working. When did you send it? At 8 o'clock this morning? No, you couldn't have because we had a conversation a few minutes ago. Their names, do not name your pets Zibby and Zizzy. Or is it Zibby and Zizzy? Well, I'm sure if you call them, they won't come a-swimming, is my point here. Thank you. Somebody just said Joe does not have a wife any longer. No. Hey, Joe, when are you and your wife going to come down to California? I was there. The last time I was there, I was single, actually, so yeah. All right. Well, I don't know that I'm going to get to California anytime soon, but I'd like to. Zibby and Zizzy. So you're going to get a pet someday, and it's going to be a cute little doggy or something like that. And you said, your sister say, should we name him Zibby or Zizzy? Zizzy. Well, those were our dead fish. That's not a good way to start with this puppy. So it will be Zibby, Zizzy, and Bowsy. I don't know. Striper and I were watching this guy do this broadcast. He was watching his pay-per-view, and he was talking, and I think I would like to do that. I mean, it's a lot of talking. And this guy, though, some of, how do I put this? He was more concerned with the number of viewers, I think. He got way too excited and was showing, he was showing favoritism, which I guess is all right in a boxing match. But if you're preaching to the masses, I mean, I don't say like a mass, you know, as your entire audience, you have to realize there are other people. For example, if we talk about politics, I know there are a lot of liberals. There are some who follow Bernie. There are some who follow the Donald. There are some probably that even follow or tower over Mr. Bloomberg. There are some that may follow Amy Klobuchar. Klobuchar. Is that her name? Klobuchar. Something like that. And then we have the one I like is, what is her name? God, you know which one I like. And I mean, not talking about politics, of all of them. Somebody come up with who would I be attracted to? Come on, you guys know. It's a female, okay? Come on. Who would be right? Who would be my cup of tea in that group? Do you know? Do you want me to pull her up? Hey, did you guys see the movie The Foreigner? Oh my goodness. Woo! That was really good. Pierce Brosnan was amazing because he was able to shed his fake British accent and speak in his Irish accent and natural voice. Wow. So good. Jackie Chan was in it. I said to a friend of mine up in D.C., I said, you've got to watch this movie. I said, Bruce, I said, it's Jackie Chan and Pierce Brosnan are in it. He says, it doesn't even make sense, those two. Jackie Chan's old, and he plays somebody in his 60s, and well, Pierce Brosnan's in his 60s. He and I are the same age. So, yes. Okay, let me see if I can. Okay, so who is the person that I like? We're talking about who is most appealing. To me, of the candidates, of any candidate. You pick the candidates, all right? This is a purely physical thing. Man, I was going to draw a picture here. I can't do it that way, damn it. I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a hint. If you want the hint. Juliana Lee, hello, welcome. I'll give you a hint. Cruella de Vil. Cruella de Vil. And you know who it is. But anyway, not the politics. So this is not about politics. This was about looks. Can you see? You know. You never thought of what, Claire? Let's see. Okay. All right, we're beyond Zibby and Zizzy now. Did you ever think they would get so much international play? Well, I mean, you know, may they rest in peace as they float along in that soup that our lovely Miriam calls water. Okay, the stream was a blast. It was a lot of fun. No, we could do it though. Couldn't we do that? We could split screen it and go, well, you know, that's, well, here he comes into the ring. It's the beginning. And I could critique the ring girls between rounds. Round one looks good, doesn't he? Round two is all right. All right. Cleavage Furrow. I thought that was the name of an old actor. Oh, yes. Oh, hello. I'm Cleavage Furrow is my name. Nancy Pelosi. Oh, man. Are you kidding me? Jeez. Tulsi Gabbard. Tulsi Gabbard, right? Is pretty as a hottie on the political scene. You don't think so? That's just, you know, look what you have to choose from. It does sound like fun. It sounds like fun. We could do it. Hello, everyone. I'm Joe. And I'm Striper. And we're coming to you today from beautiful sunny Florida, though it's dark right now as we're getting ready for the big fight. No options to choose. Cleavage furrow, I'm unfamiliar. It must have something to do with a science or something, or... Hey, in the news today. What's in the news today? Politics is full of ugly people, both morally and physically. That's kind of cold. I hope Sarah isn't watching. Sarah, smile. Sarah. Nancy Pelosi. Man. They still have Ring. I still have Nancy. What do I say? What am I missing here? I like the ARC reference here, but I'm trying to figure it out. Oh, do they still have Ring Girls? Oh, Ring Girls. Jeez, I wasn't even thinking of boxing. Yes, they do have in between rounds. Yeah, they do. Ring Girls. Round two. Ding, ding. And the letter M. Yeah, well, that's okay. It's politics. You know, she'll have to get used to that, won't she? I tell you what, he stepped up his game when he hooked up with her, though. I'll tell you that. Suddenly, they're everywhere. They can be seen everywhere. Oh, yes, of course. Oh, yes, she's in the limelight, where she should be, actually. The limelight. Ding, ding, ding. Ding, ding, ding. Let me see if I can. All right. I want to put my emails up for everybody to see. You don't need to know all of these various. entertainers who send me stuff here. Okay, so let's say how about this one, Striper? We'll get it. My internet is slow. What's wrong with it? And it's round two. It's Striper and Joe at ringside. We're bringing you all of the action. That was one hell of a round there we just had. And just a couple moments, we'll be starting in the next round. It's coming right up, and the boxers are in their corners. They're anxious to get out there. They want to get out there. Here we go, and we begin round two. We can do it. Let's see this one. Oh yeah, that's the way to do it. You go bing, bing, you hit it with something. But that's an electronic one. Okay. Yeah. Guy's going to show me how to assemble it. Get the hell out of here. I don't need that. And there's some wedding rings. I don't need those. You know, it's okay. Okay, you got the idea. Good, Joe. I've been to a lot of prize fights, and well, they're all prize fights because these guys aren't doing it for nothing. Well, some would, you know, in the whatever. Okay. You were not referring to anyone in particular, I know. Yes. You're going to draw some cell pictures. Have you committed a crime that you need to tell us about? Oh, not this kind of cell. Okay. Right. Okay. Of course. Then you've never seen a boxing match. Oh, girl. Okay. We need to all meet in Vegas for a fight. Actually, you don't even need to go inside an arena to fight those. You know. I've never seen Sonya draw cells either. So, you know, there's first for all of us here. You've never seen a boxing match, not on the telly or in person. In person, I was telling, I think it was, yes, Striper, that one time while watching a fight in Atlantic City, a lot of them used to come from there, I had ringside seats. And if you lose gobs of money, they make you feel better by giving you free tickets. So you're down there, and the guy gets hit. It was like round three. He was all worked up in a lather, and when he got in there, these were heavyweights, and the guy hit him in the jaw. His face goes like this, and the sweat goes all over the people there on the side. Well, and really, it seems unsanitary, doesn't it? But so it's good to be ringside and not so good. It's ooey. That's what we call it. That's you know, in the fight business. Yeah, man, he kicked his ass. Did you get any ooey? Oh, I got little ooey on me, yes. Suddenly he had a British accent when he got ooey. Oh, I got ooey. Seven pages of different cells, like cell block 8, cell block 9. No? Rikers Island, cell block, Alcatraz. I don't know. Lady in the street. That's right, girl. She's inferring that in other places, like in the ring, she's hell on wheels. Hell on her feet or something like that. Well, I'm sure you're doing your work and you appear to be doing a good job, Sonia. We're very proud of you. We're very proud of you because when did you have your 19th birthday, Sonia? Did you already have that? I'm thinking yes. Because we don't want you to be 27 and still drawing cells. You know, we want to make sure you advance and get out of there. And what is your major going to be, Sonia? Is it going to be cell construction? Which would be okay. It's an honorable profession. I just heard someone's taking me in the shower. What was that? How did that even get here? I put this on mute. That was very funny. Who's taking us in the shower again? What was I listening to? I don't even know where that is. Hello, Glenda. Yes, drawing cells is the topic today. You pick the prison, Sonia will draw the cell. Ah, the lovely Kathy, of course, taking a shower and taking Joe Daddy with her. And all of you. So this time we'd like a little clearer video. Thank you. You're turning 20 in 2 months. Ah, good. So by 27, we expect you to be completed with that course of studies. Thank you very much. Kathy the cup delivers. Her cup runneth over. A nurse, anesthesiologist, a certified, is that what we're working for? You watch me in the bath. I take showers usually, but I've been in the bath for. Oh, you're in the bath and you're watching. That's lovely. Is anything I can do to help you along that I could do here now, so that the next time you're doing that, you might find it stimulating? Do I have anything? Oh, yes. There's a washcloth here, darling. So you're studying nursing to become a certified anesthetized certified nurse assistant. Watch her in the bath. Don't, if you get in a bath and goldfish rise to the surface, you may be suffering from chronic soniaism. I hear in stereo now. A plane goes by, I hear it go around. Well, I'm glad that everyone we were able to get together today, because for a while there I was thinking, what the hell is going on? I didn't see anyone typing, but it said people were waiting. You know, it was kind of weird. So in 2 months, Sonia, in April, yes, will be 20. Do I know who originated KFC? Without typing to find. I don't know if I don't know if I have that information. Anesthetist. 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 Okay. All right. Okay, who originated KFC? Is this a joke? Kentucky Fried Chicken? Probably from someone not in Kentucky. Kentucky Fried Chicken. You know, I really never thought of that. Kentucky Fried Chicken. Kentucky, it wouldn't even dawn on me they were known for fried chicken. I think of the South. I don't consider Kentucky South for some reason. I mean, Southern fried chicken, I would think from down in Georgia and down in, you know, even down in parts of Virginia and the Carolinas. Colonel Sanders, right? Well, Colonel Harlan Sanders. Yes, we know Colonel Sanders, but he actually, Colonel Harlan Sanders. He was a fine gentleman, Colonel Sanders. I don't like KFC. I make my own. It contains less salt and fat. Yeah, but salty. Oh, that's awesome, Claire. Yes, I'd have to agree with Sir Striper. That's terrific that you do. Do you have let's see, do you take skinless breasts and you toss them in a bit of flour, your own recipe? Or do you fry it with the skin on? You do, I know. Kids love that. Children. When did they put this thing up, these two? We did all those videos. This is Erica and Rick. About reacting to hate comments about our age. We should just re-air our stuff. You know, like as in first aired 6 years ago, and then boom. I do mix of skinless and skin on. I marinate them in buttermilk overnight. Marinate you in buttermilk overnight. And yes, Colonel Senator Harlan Sanders is not a real colonel. Kentucky is in the South. I know it's in the South, but I consider it, you know, deeper South, you know. It is in the South. I do know. I've been there. It is, they're kind of like, I mean, yes, of course it's the South. Louisville, Kentucky, Louisville. It sounds like a bath you're preparing. Just set in some of that sweet, sweet, sweet buttermilk. A buttermilk bath, you know, at some of the finer spas. As a matter of fact, I think Sonia uses that for fish. You boil it before you batter it. There you go. Fried chicken, biscuits, and gravy. Yeah. Yes, it is in the South. Obviously, I know that. But I think, when I think of the South, no, you know, disrespect meant to anyone living in Kentucky. My time there always seemed like it was, I was in Missouri. I was doing something. I went, where did I go? Let me get my, Missouri's Midwest, right? Let me pull my little map up here so I know where the hell I am. I've been to all of them. Get that map up there, boy. Let's figure this out right now. Straighten ourselves up. Okay. All right. We'll do that. All right. What is James Carville talking about? James Carville on Sanders. Speaking of Colonel Sanders, he's talking about Bernie Sanders. James Carville, if you know who he is, from Louisiana, he's there now. That's in the South too. He's a Democrat, a flaming liberal Democrat, and his wife, Mary Madeline. Is it Mary Madeline? Madeline, Mary. Anyway, Mary is a conservative Republican, and the two of them met while they're debating, and they're married and have children now, and it's an old story. But James Carville on Bernie Sanders says, you're a fool if you think he can win by expanding the electorate. Well, yeah, here's speaking of Trump, how Don Jr. and other family members target different voters. I have a Bernie Sanders funny story for you. It's semi-funny. Let me get the map up. Okay. Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on burning. Okay. Yeah, see, it's in the South. It's South, but you know what? It's barely below the Mason-Dixon line, which is, I consider Washington, D.C. to be in the South. Some people do not. But in those numbers, it is, because it's below the Mason-Dixon line, which is the border between Maryland and Pennsylvania. Okay? And during the Civil War, men from the same family would live. Some of them would live in Maryland, for example, and they'd one fight for the North, one fight for the South, and they'd have to leave their guns outside when they come home because Mama didn't want them fight. Anyway, that's old news. But Kentucky, which borders Virginia and Tennessee, see, Tennessee starts to get in there, and Arkansas down here, and Mississippi. But it is in the South for sure. Kentucky's in the South, but it is, if you took Kentucky and you just, the top of Kentucky, let's see, up by Frankfort, and it borders Ohio, which I would not call in the South. So Kentucky could be, I mean, I don't consider West Virginia the South either. So I would say it's divided between the South and like the mid-Atlantic area. If you went straight across, you'd be in the mid-Atlantic states if you were at the northern border of Kentucky. So that's why, yeah. See, now, Texas, southwest, right? But then there's some south over there by Louisiana, Baton Rouge, Little Rock, Arkansas. See, in conversation, I know, geographically they're positioned somewhat in the South, but I don't, When you're raised in the East Coast, we think of South right below us. You're in the Carolinas and Georgia down to Alabama, Mississippi. Florida is not in the South. It is possibly further south than wherever anyone lives, but some places. Texas does drop down there too, but Florida's a bunch of transplants from the north, so I always refer to, my sister lives in South Carolina, so going to visit her is going up south, because that's the real South, up there. I mean, it's all South, but you know, you get the flavor, you get the accents, a lot of accent, but there are a lot of accents in Louisville too. So if we go by accents, it's definitely the South. And it is a Southern town. I'll give you that, Southern state. But it's not as far south as, let's say, Arkansas, Mississippi, Louisiana, Georgia, etc. Anyway, let's get back though to Colonel Sanders. What was his real name? Mark Price. Well, I'm glad that you're busy. Live in Kentucky, born and raised. Love that state. The people were so nice in Louisville when I was there. And some of the best bourbon in the world. And horses. So, you know, I admire that place. Yeah, Harlan Sanders. Harlan Sanders. Yeah. Yes, mathematician Katherine Johnson died, yes, 101 years of age. Hmm. I don't get what people get from being rude. Like, does that make them happy? Who's being rude? Secret ingredient, 7 Up, is that right? Hmm. Oh, I love Louisville. Oh man, that's a great time I had there. You may have seen that commercial. It was a commercial, what healthcare? Healthcare, some healthcare deal there. See if I have a copy of that. It was, damn it. You would think I have all that stuff at my fingertips. I do not, and I apologize. His real name is Harlan Sanders. Harlan Sanders. Now here is, let me show you this one. I'll show this one to you. Have you seen this one, Glenda? What? This is Bernie Sanders as Colonel Sanders. I happen to have that around. Don't ask me why. I don't know it, but I pulled that one out. I thought it was kind of funny, but you know, sometimes funny and my ideas don't collide in the same page. You know what I mean? Here we go. Where'd it go? Bernie, where'd you go, boy? Oh, I gotta refresh that. Damn it. All right, try it again. Try it again now. Blue Moon of Kentucky. Elvis. Okay. Now let's put this up here and see if what we have here. See if I can put it up on this one now. Boom, boom. Come on. Okay. I messed that one up, sure enough. How about this? How about if I do it this way? Nope, it's not going to let me. Let me. All right, here's what I'm going to do. Let me see what this looks like first before I shoot it up here. I have no idea what might be on my blank page. So you got to check this stuff first because it could be, you know, could be the plans to that Brinks job, you know, because they have all kinds of stuff. Jennifer Lawrence is from Louisville. Some good basketball down there too. Big on basketball. I would say that basketball in the colleges down there is bigger than football. Would you agree? Muhammad Ali, one of the people I shook the hands of, famous people. All right. I said, "Hey, champ, how you doing?" Hey, he was very nice. A nice man, nice man. The late Muhammad Ali. His daughter's beautiful, and she could kick some butt. All right, let's see. I'm working on it, folks. I'm working on it. Mm-hmm. There's a newsreel thing. Very friendly. You're right. Very friendly man. All right, let's see if I can get this up here and then put this up. State of Michigan. Go blue. Yes, I love it, the United States of America and all the people for which it stands. One nation under Colonel Sanders, with truth, liberty, and the justice and whatever for everybody else. Okay, good. Ready? Now this might work. Let's see if we can put it up. My staff was feverishly at work, and this is an old joke because I was talking about it a little bit ago, with Glenda. But here, Glenda, this is Bernie Sanders as the colonel, and I don't mean it in any mean setting at all. Just, it's contemporary, and I thought I'd throw it up there if you haven't seen it. There we go. There he is. Free chicken for everyone. And jobs, and health care, and everything else, but free chicken too. And that, my friends, is in honor of our friend, Glenda. Okay. Yep. Colonel Sanders. With, what do you mean, these people, Jennifer Lawrence, Muhammad Ali? I would say most, some are. A lot of times, I don't know how old you are, Glenda, but a lot of times when I'm talking about music or songs or movies or something, some have not seen. And that's okay, because we do have, I would say the average probably of viewers is 25 to 35, maybe. Would you guys agree? Claire, would you think that's right? An awesome Southern accent. Come on now. Shucks, you gonna make me blush, that old Southern accent. But actually, I have a really not much of an accent at all. In the middle Atlantic states, we speak kind of like it's, for hundreds of miles, just kind of like we are influenced by everyone and it kind of balances out. Now, if you go a little south of where I'm raised into Virginia, you might get they'll talk about, I would put oil in my car, they would put all in your car. All. You all put some all in your car. And that's only 100 miles south. Because a lot of times when I'm doing a show or something, I'm working, someone will say, "What part of the country are you from?" And sometimes I get California because, California is California. But I do like, we do a lot of different accents here. Yes, Claire agrees. Yes, I think between 25 and 35 is good. We have people on the fringe. Miriam with her floating fish. It's an interesting trick, and that would be funny as a, magician on stage. Fake little goldfish. Okay, you have them swimming and then they're floating on the top. Miriam, work on that, please. I think they are familiar with Colonel Sanders. I mean, maybe not the origins of Kentucky Fried Chicken. Mm, finger licking good, Aunt B. Aunt B reference. Opie and Aunt B. Now they would know who Opie Taylor is now. The producer, film director Ron Howard played little boy Opie Taylor in Andy of Mayberry with Don Knotts and Andy Griffin. Okay. I believe that. Louisville. 100 languages. I mean, completely different languages. We should have a meetup in Louisville. It's a great town. We could drink some real bourbon whiskey. Bourbon. It's bourbon whiskey. My friend from another southern place, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, he would say, he would call it bourbon. You need to have some bourbon. I mean, you really didn't used to have to ask me. I would just say, yeah, sure. Yeah. We used to have an expression we would say, more, please. Okay. Do the Bourbon Trail. Is that kind of like the Ho Chi Minh Trail? I mean, you're going to go from one place to the next. Do you get free samples at the distilleries? You must, right? Now, I went to the one, I found this amazing, in Louisville. I didn't go there, but I have a bottle of Maker's Mark in my kitchen. Maker's Mark, for those of you who don't know, I can show and tell and go get it because it's not been open for 4 or 5 years. It has the red, what is it, wax that seals it, I guess, and it's a dark brown bottle. But I was told that their building is also colored the same way. Is that correct, Glenda? I thought I saw it. Yeah. On a tour, yes. Pack the car and have it, yeah. Yeah. It's amazing all of the different accents. Since it's the same language, would it be a dialect? No, that's a kind you phones used to dial up. How many of you have never used? Okay, so in your house, Sonia, have you ever had a dial-up telephone? Since she's 19, maybe yes or no. I am old enough to remember in southern Maryland, which my grandmother lived there, we would go there and spend the summer. If you wanted to talk to someone, you pick up the phone and hear people talking already. So you pick it up when nobody's talking and you'd click the thing a couple times and the operator would come on. Could you connect me with Mrs. Jenkins? Oh, sure. Is this Joe? Joe, how you doing, honey? I mean, talk about security. There were party lines, other people talking on the phone same time. Lines would get crossed and you could hear neighbors across it. I mean, there was no security. Bourbon. Party lines, yes. Those party lines. You could pick it up and hear all these people talking. It was pretty funny. But I was young then. The 1960s. The Batman. Batman. Yeah, much cheaper than private. Yeah, can you imagine, Mark, you could just pick up the phone and you'd hear other people talking. Now, you might be on a party line that only has a few people on it, so you pick it up to hear if anybody's on, then you'd quickly make a call. And it would only be as private. It wouldn't be private at all. It would not be like today if you picked up the phone, a light would come on that would say somebody else is on this line. But we really wouldn't need it because no one's on the line. But nothing. I mean, you could pick up the phone. You could have the phone off the hook, the old kind, like this. You know, it sits and then you pick it up and you put this in there and you talk in here. Those kind of phones, you could set that mouthpiece down. I don't know, the earpiece down and just go on about your business, writing or whatever, and hear when somebody picks up and makes a phone call. So there were flaws in that communication system. Yeah, a phone was not a necessity like it is today. I mean, it was more important to have a six-pack of beer in your car than it was to have a phone. As a matter of fact, no one had phones in their cars. A lot of them had six-packs of beer. I had a relative down south who had a cold plate, electronic cold plate, in the console of his car. And on it, he would have 6 cans of beer, getting cold, never getting warm, in a car that had no air conditioning, but it had ice cold beer. On your, you have a home, do you have a home phone? You must have a home phone then, Claire. You have a landline, yeah. I remember I was living in New York, and for a while we had a home phone, or did we ever there? No, and I think when my ex and I split up and I took an apartment in the building, went from a 2-bedroom down to a 1-bedroom. She's gone. Someone asked me, what's your phone? I said, no, I'm not going to get a phone. I've got a cell phone. I don't need it. And most people, that was about the time everybody was doing that. Nobody had a landline. I mean, I don't know anyone who has a landline around town here. My friends don't, anyway. Like, call the house phone. Oh, the house phone. Call this phone, leave a message. That's right. You remember what that was called, right? You have air conditioning? Yeah, it's 460. 460, 460. 4 down, 60 miles an hour. You're on your way. Yes, a landline is what you call a home phone. I know landline. We call them landlines here too, landline. But they're so few. In my business, when I was in the delivery business, we had remote, radios and stuff. I said, look, call me from a landline. It was very big, landline. Because we didn't, if I had said to some of these morons, call me from your home phone, they would have driven home and called me. And I'd say, well, the customer's calling about the package. Where are you? Well, you said call me from your home phone. I'm 30 miles away. I don't know why they were so southern, but they were. Yes, they would socialize. Yeah. I mentioned this before on here. When I moved to New York City, I was surprised that people didn't have, I mean, I'd have people come over my house, my apartment, just come over. If we were going to go out, stop by and we'll head out. Or they come in to wait in the lobby, you go down and you head out. Or you meet them at restaurants or bars is what you would do. Or locations, Central Park, strip clubs, wherever you're going to meet them. Very few would gather in one another's apartments. Where I came from, the D.C. metropolitan area in D.C., you would go to everyone's house for a cookout, barbecue, same difference, but or a dinner party or something like that. Not in New York, because most people had these small apartments. They're so damn expensive, and wasn't much room, so you would meet out somewhere. Yes, even the 90s are more simple than they are now. Yeah, sure. Absolutely, Bobby. I remember that very well. And I mentioned here when my mom and dad would say, okay, you come in, no matter where you are, you be home when the street lights come on. When those street lamps come on, you start heading home. Don't make me come out and look for you. I can't tell you so many times here, Joe. Hey, Joe, I think that's your mom calling. Okay, come on, just one more pitch. Let's go. We played all the sports outside. You could not get us in the house. Now it's the complete opposite. They don't leave the house. I don't know. Yeah, I know. That is so ridiculous now. But I get it, Claire. I get it. Today you would not. I mean, my son. I'm trying to think when he'll be 30. When he would go up. No, I lived in a neighborhood where he was out and playing, but it was safe. Everybody. My ex-wife and I moved to a place that had other kids. As a matter of fact, when my son was 5, he was one of maybe 10 kids that were the same age in this neighborhood. So they all played in the court, and all the parents would look out for wherever the kids are. There was no traffic going by. It was kind of like just a subdivision, and everybody knew everybody, and it was safe. But today, I mean, you might do that today in neighborhoods like that. But if there's a city around a town or you're not familiar, no way. You never do that. And if my son went anywhere, or one of us was there always with an eye on him. Do we do we, besides you, say down south in Florida? We are not in the South. We're physically in the South, but this isn't the South. This isn't the South. That's why I say it's up south is when I go to the Carolinas or Georgia. You're going up south. This is not the South. I mean, geographically speaking, we are in the South, but there's so many transplants from the North. I mean, stuff down here, Chicago pizza, New York pizza, all that. I mean, it's, it's not like, oh, we have Carolina barbecue because, they're known for their own kind of barbecue, I mean, I don't refer to us as this down south. Is that what you mean? I don't know. If I was in the north, they'd say, where are you going? I'm going down south. Where are you headed? Or I might say, I'm going to Mississippi. That's right. No cars. If you're in the city, they walk beats, right? No, I say up south just as because I consider what you're in Pennsylvania, you would consider the South, I guess Maryland, Virginia, all the way Carolina and Georgia and so on. You might consider it Florida to be South, and it is South. But I guess a fixing, right, an ethnicity or something like that. I mean, how would you put that? I just, I mean, you get Old South and Charleston. And so, yes, I say up south referring to where my sister lives. I call it up south. I don't call this. I even tell Angela when we're going to go, let's go down to Florida, right? We're in Florida. And I'm referring, she knows what I'm referring to. We're going down south to Miami. It's just ridiculous. I set up south just as it's more comedic value for I'm referring to. All of you, any of you who live in the Carolinas, Georgia, Virginia, you know, that kind of area. So, I tell you when we really know we're in the South is when people are shoveling snow in the North. That's when we know. Yeah. Well, I'm glad he's found guilty. What a sleazebag. Weinstein. Yeah, I mean, he was the epitome of the, you know, the producer, directors, or, you know, the casting couch, so to speak, casting couch, which was a hotel suite. But anyway, would have actresses come. I mean, many famous actors have been accosted by that guy. Yeah, and when I saw him, suddenly, you know, he was walking, then suddenly he's using a walker. I mean, well, he's all about drama anyway. Yeah. It's, well, that would be, I mean, come on. Harvey, is that his name? Harvey Weinstein. I mean, this guy. To use that as a lure to get women. I said, but some of the stories are just disgusting. This guy, you know, the character he is or was, or he's going to jail for a long time, I would hope. Yeah, that's right, Bobby. I can remember my dad coming home from work. He'd change his clothes. He'd have a cup of coffee. He'd smoke a cigarette on the back steps. We had no air conditioning. And I can remember vividly. He'd have khakis on and these canvas shoes in the summertime and a sports shirt with short sleeves and a T-shirt on under there. And he'd be smoking a cigarette, a Winston. And he might be drinking a beer. Schlitz, if you remember that. More often than not, after dinner, he would take his coffee and go outside and be sitting there smoking a cigarette, sitting on the steps going down, you know, and sweat just dripping off of him. Cigarette, coffee. Yeah. It was hot. Roasting. Yeah. No AC. We didn't have any air conditioning. The first air conditioning I had was when I was in grade school. I guess my sister and I were in grade school. And we were, yeah, that was in, I forget when that was. Maybe the late mid-60s. Mid-60s. Central air conditioning. Wow. Yep. Yep, that was something. But nobody complained about it. Nobody complained and said, oh, I got to get this, I got that. It was just something that we were used to. And we had fans in the room, not ceiling fans. We had fans blowing on us, you know. A lot of actresses had to sleep their way to becoming a top. I'm kidding, yeah. Some did have to sleep their way to the top. Become a top, you know, that was, you know what I mean. Yeah, that's pretty bad. But there are women and men that would, for a particular role or a job or sign a contract, do something like that. I mean, you know, one afternoon you're over and you have a career suddenly. But in order to maintain a career, you have to have some chops. Now, my cousin, as we learned through Ancestry.com, 2 famous cousins. Debbie Reynolds and her daughter, Carrie Fisher, both deceased now. We're from that era, I guess. Well, certainly Debbie Reynolds was, but I don't know. She was married to, I guess, Eddie Fisher when Carrie was born. Boy, that's pretty cruel. Thanks for saying that to me. Acting, it's a relative and entirely subjective business. You may read your lines perfectly. You may get boom, right? But the person who's paying, they make the decision on who gets the part. Some people, for example, Ben Affleck, his early films were terrible, but as he has grown, great films. Did he change so much, or is the treatment, that the actual project better suited for him? I mean, that's true in commercial acting and everything. I mean, you know, certain things, and you are at the mercy of a director. I mean, you may, when you are doing a project, invariably a director would say, if they have time, to say, well, okay, everybody knows their lines. Okay, how do you think the scene should go? Go ahead, action. And it's a practice, you know, just practicing. And they will say, okay, yeah, keep that. That's good. That's good. Or I want you to do this. I want you to do this is a change from what you have been preparing the whole time, getting off book, learning your lines, and imagining what they have in their mind. You're trying to imagine. So you develop your own, you know, characterization of this character. And when you go someplace and it's not anything like they wanted, do this, walk this way, lean this. There's a lot to it. It's not as easy as some people make it look, but it's a blast. I know. Was it one? Yes, it was not an option. It doesn't matter how good an actor you are. Back in the day, models, for example, Tippi Hedren was a terrible actress. I mean, by all accounts, she moved like a model, which is fine, but not with grace. She was stiff, very stiff in her acting. It's terrible, but she got the role. Not because she slept with anyone, although Alfred Hitchcock wanted to, but she got it because, I think, because of her beauty, and she was a model that people recognize with a model. But there's a difference, such a difference from modeling and acting. Big difference. You know. Anyway, there's a lot of stories, a lot of different conversations we have about all that, because I have been involved in it and I enjoy it so much. But yeah, but that's a great, great thing to do. It's fun. Not yet, no, dear. He was horrible to her, I know. He was horrible to her. And he gave her what? Marnie also. I think she got that one. But he wanted her, is why he put her in the role. We know, right? Good evening. I'm Alfred. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. No. Good evening. I forget that one. Then I remember, I'm sure, Bobby, you remember the Alfred Hitchcock Hour. His wife knew about him too. What was that film that showed all of that? That was a very good film. I forget the name of it. How would you do that? I don't know if I can make that happen. Okay, I can figure it. I guess I can go. So I just flashed. Ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by Flash. Yes, there was a documentary, but I think there was a film done about that as well that was really good. Or maybe it was maybe it was the documentary, but I saw something. Maybe it was on Netflix. CGI is really, I mean, that has changed it a lot. You're right. It does cover up a lot of things. It would cover up. I mean, it makes the whole thing. If suddenly you're looking at a pier like a gremlin sitting on my shoulder, I go, what are you doing? You know, it would add so much. I mean, I could put us, and I'm here by myself, and my Allison up here. Put a green screen behind me, and we could do stuff like that. I believe we could do it. Angela's though would be able to figure that out. But yeah, CGI where you get a character just there, or a body walking in. I mean, or a building crumbling down. I mean, that's you work in front of a green screen is what you do. I have done that where you work it, but things weren't falling down. I was walking with kids and Nickelodeon, and there was a museum, and we were looking at all of this artwork. Hadrian with Hedy Lamarr. Wow, that's really old. Hedy Lamarr. Hedy Lamarr. Hedy. Oh. Yes, well, I agree with you, Claire. I like independent films, I do. But watch the movie that I just watched yesterday. Many of you may have seen it already. It's on Netflix. It's called The Foreigner. All right, Pierce Brosnan. And I would put these two together in anything. But independently working to get together, this was really enjoyable, entertaining. It's about the IRA, yeah, NRA, National Rifle, no, the Irish, what is it? What was that? The Irish Republican Army or the Irish? I forget what it's called, but Pierce Brosnan was in it. He was the Irish guy. Charlie Chan was the Asian guy. It was quite compelling to me. Quite compelling. Also, go from The Foreigner to The Tourist. I thought that was very good. Yeah, take a look at it. Let me know what you think about it. If you feel in the beginning, God said, no, Joe said, I was watching Joe, and Joe said that I didn't even think it was slow in the beginning because I was so involved with the dialects and picking everything up. do that a lot. I thought it was okay. It was Angela thought, oh, good, it's picking up now. So if you are like her and think it was a little bit slow, I didn't. I'm always fascinated by stuff like this. Anyway, so I'm watching it, and you will not be disappointed. I don't believe you will. I'd be curious to know what you think about it. So everybody, that's your assignment. If you have Netflix, before Wednesday, please, we will critique The Foreigner. I'll smoke a pipe and I sit back and say, thank you very much for tuning in. What did you think about The Foreigner? Oh, did he? Oh, in The Troubles in Ireland. He may enjoy this as well. But that is years. That just watch it. You'll see. Yes, I was in a film with Pierce Brosnan, and I never saw it, so I even forget what the title was. He and I met. That's when I was younger, of course, and what's her name? She's extremely liberal. What is her name? Who was married to? What is her name? She was married to. Who played Thelma and Louise? Who were they? Anyway, she was in this movie too. It wasn't the tall girl was the other. Oh man, I can't believe my memory is just crazy. Anyway, I'll tell you about that. I bet you remember the motion picture scene was actually standing by a screen, like driving in a car. Your car was not actually moving. Oh yes, of course, yeah. Yes. I did a subway scene. This was really cool at a subway yard in New York City. It was at a subway museum, or I forget, it's an old place where they keep them. It was up towards the Bronx, but Roosevelt Island area, I believe. Anyway, so I'm in the subway car, and we're holding on, right? And we're just moving like this. We're going like this. You know, the car was still. We weren't moving at all. But they have these strobe lights on the outside go, right? So it's showing speed. You know, like you're going through a subway, you hear the lights flashing. It looked amazing. And, you know, it was a car sitting there by itself. Not Jane Seymour. I've seen Jane Seymour though. Jane. Oh, here, let me just pull it up. I'll find out. I'll tell you this real quick story anyway. I'll type it in and I'll know right away. Yeah, Susan Sarandon. Okay, Susan Sarandon is who I'm telling you about. She was in the film also. She played Pierce Brosnan's wife, Susan Sarandon. We're at a funeral. I was younger. Perhaps. Well, I was there in a black suit, you know. And she was sitting in the row in front, and I was moving up. It was early on when I was doing work in New York, so I knew to position myself. See, when you start out and you want to do extra work, you have to start out if you want to get, so you have snapshots and footage of yourself. You make sure you position yourself. It hurt me a couple times, but for example, I have my car keys, and the guy said, whose car is that up on the hill? Because they wanted the cars in the scene. And I had a black sedan. It says mine. He says, would you move it? I said, not a chance. I threw it to the production. I said, you'll let me drive your car? I said, I don't care, man. Go ahead. So I was positioned perfectly. Pierce Brosnan is here. Susan Sarandon is here. Okay. So Susan Sarandon comes in. She sits down and she looks at me. She goes like this. She did a double take look at me. So it was nice. And I, just smiled at her and she smiled. But then Pierce was there, and it was a break, and he was very nice. Hello to everyone, right? But I never saw this film. There's really nothing to this story except that I was in a film with both of them, and she was okay. But I don't agree with her politics at all. Never did. I don't know his politics. It doesn't matter. And really, politics never enter in as far as business for me in my life. So, I don't care what your political views are. For example, when I had a delivery company in Washington, D.C., I did work for the RNC, Republican, and the DNC, the Democrats. And I never let my guys say that they were picking up at RNC and the DNC because they wouldn't have done work with you. But I said, I don't care. I would go in there and sell them and say, oh my goodness, I would take the side of the Democrats. I go and take the side of the Republicans. Oh yeah, absolutely. You always do that. But I wanted the business. I didn't care who was paying the dollars. I just needed to give my guys work. Okay. All right. So all of those stories are completely boring to you as I go on, I know. But please watch The Foreigner. I would like your opinion. Angela thought it was good. Her grandfather, I just think that he didn't like it. There's nuance to this. There's a lot of it. And there's a lot of following. And the dialects are hard to keep up with sometimes. In one scene, and I'm usually good at picking everything up. In one scene, Pierce Brosnan's on the phone with a woman, and I thought she said something else. I said, did he say that? She say that? I think so. So we backed it up, ran it again. I still don't get it. So we put the subtitles on, and we needed the subtitles so we knew exactly what she said. That's one little scene. It was funny though. Yay, hey, Saren. I'm still on, but I'm getting ready to leave here. But I had some technical difficulties and did not arrive here until past. So I can wait 15 more minutes. It's not a golf day for me. It's work at home day. I have some work to do. Make sure I have all my stuff for my tax guy. There's not much for me to have, but, all of my deductions. All of you, my deductions. How are you today, Saren? It's always great to see you arrive. And it's nice to see you leave. You get my drift? Okay. That's a compliment. Okay. So we were talking, Saren, about the movie, The Foreigner. Now, last week, I think, or the week before, I recommended The Tourist with Angelina Jolie and Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp is great. That's a great movie. I really like that movie. And yesterday, Angela and I watched The Foreigner. Pierce Brosnan and... How are you going to do that? You would never think that Charlie Chan would go with Pierce Brosnan, but it was great. Getting caught up in other stuff. Oh. When I get caught up in other stuff, nobody knows, because if I'm caught up in other stuff, I'm not here. But I should. How about if I broadcast an entire day in the life of me? No. Yeah, that sounds great. But I need a film crew. There's no way in hell I would try to do this. 11:50. That's going to be tight for me on Friday. I'd have to come on early to make that. I don't know if I can do it. Oh, well, we'll see. Anna Karena's here from Germany. Germany. Beautiful Germany and beautiful Anna Karena. And now I'm all lubed up and looking like a drowned cat. Lubed up. Conjures up all sorts of visual effects. What did I say? Charlie Chan? Yeah, Jackie Chan. Yeah, that would be something, wouldn't it, if it was Charlie Chan? Jackie Chan. Yes, I said Charlie Chan. God. Duh. Yeah, there's Victoria. Victoria's chiming in. Hello, Victoria. Good to see you. See, the longer I stay on, we'll have more and more people come on. I could probably stay longer, but don't know. Jackie Chan. Yes, Stripe, remember I was giving the guy during the fight all kinds of grief for who was the guy named Kenny Bayless was the referee. He kept calling him Skip Bayless, who we know is a sports reporter. So look, I did it myself. So well. How come headphones today? No, I just sometimes I have them on. Maybe you just caught me without them. And also, Angela's sleeping. I can gauge better. I can hear what's going around me, and I don't want to get too loud for her, but oh yeah, Angelina Jolie. Well, she got named. Oh, she got by. Yes, she got by on her looks, and that's okay. I mean, that's all right. She does a lot of fluff stuff, no question about it. Johnny Depp is a terrific actor. Angelina Jolie is okay, but she's in a lot of stuff because she's, for beauty. And of course, her family, her father, she got into a lot of stuff. And I know they were at odds for a long time, but I'm sure somewhere along the line he helped her out. Johnny Depp. Yeah. So then, Victoria, you need to see the movie, The Tourist. You may have seen it already. I'm talking about the movie today that I saw yesterday, The Foreigner, with Jackie Chan and Pierce Brosnan. Maybe it was me, yes. Both of those films are on Netflix, and I highly recommend both of them. But for sure, totally different, as you can imagine. But I had a question for Angela in the film, and after you've seen it, or if you watch it before Wednesday. I won't give away a plot, but there's certain things in there. Or Claire, I'll talk to you about this later. There are some interesting things that happen in there. See me, right? Can you see me or hear me? I just got a message here that it says to force quit. Maybe I'm overloaded with something. You guys, you see me? Can you see me? Can you see me? Let me close those tabs and see what happens. This is bizarre. Hello? Hello, hello, hello. Can you see me? Can you see me? The lights are out, but nobody's home. Ah. You can hear me? Now you can hear me. Now you can hear me, but you can't see me. I don't even see a green light on. I got system, your system is run out of application memory. Quit any applications you're not using. If I quit all of them, everything is gone now. I can quit this one, but then we'll go bye-bye. Video is frozen. What? Yeah, I don't even have a camera on. What I will do is take one break for a second and come back to you. So don't go anywhere. If it's a black screen, a dark screen, hold on. Active, no. It's currently active. All right, well, let me know. I'll be back in a second. All right, are you still there? Is everyone still there? Are you still there, everybody? You can still hear me? I'm going to try something. I'm going to try and bring a visual back up by going, let me shoot this out of here. Okay. Give this a shot to come back to you. Thank you for telling me that before I say something. I can say anything in front of you guys. But let's see what happens. Okay, maybe it'll come up. I think I have to go do that here, though. That's weird. I'm frozen right there at whatever time that was. Let's run it again, Joe. Very weird. It says it's streaming here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and go live again, so stand by. Okay. It may just drop out, so standing by. It's live again. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. No, come on, mate. Huh. No picture. There's no picture to the screen, Joe. Audio but no visual, Captain. Mr. Spock. Mr. Spock. Yes, Captain. Set phasers for stun. Captain. All right, let's see now if this will work. I'm going to end and come right back. I'm ending, coming back. All right. With me here. Ending and returning momentarily. Or if not, I'll see you Wednesday, but I'll communicate with you. All right.